Welcome to another Sunday night story time. Tonight we have our guest, band director, Mr. Zack Ross. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. What story will you be reading for us tonight?
I will be telling the story of Good King Wenceslas.
Sounds like an amazing story. Sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Now, you may or may not have heard that old Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas, but maybe this will inspire you to listen to it or learn the words. But tonight, I'm going to share the story of the true Good King Wenceslas, the person. Now, Good King Wenceslas was actually not really a king. He was born a long time ago in the year 907. He died in the year 935. And while not a king technically, he was a duke of a land called Bohemia. Now, Bohemia is located in modern-day Europe, next to where Germany is, and it's where the Czech Republic is now. After his death, the Roman Emperor Otto is the one who gave him the title of king. And Pope Pius II made Wenceslas a saint during the 15th century. Now, for the story of the true Wenceslas, the person. Now, Wenceslas was a very good man. The problem was he had some family members who were not very good people, and they didn't always agree with him and the way in which he ruled the country where they lived. To make a long story short, to give you a little background on the person, Wenceslas, he ended up being killed by his own brother. And his last words to his brother as he was dying was, "May God forgive you for this deed, my brother." So tonight we're going to read the words of the Christmas carol, Good King Wenceslas. And just to let you know, this was written by a person named John Mason Neele. He wrote this song in the year 1853, creating this new legend of this person named Wenceslas in a lovely Christmas carol, and helped keep this young ruler's example fresh for the people even today. We remember Good King Wenceslas every time we sing or hear this John Mason Neele Christmas carol. Now, this carol is in Old English, so some of these words might seem a little strange to us today, but as we come across some unfamiliar words, I'll try to explain those to you. Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen. Now, the feast of Stephen was like a holiday, so he was celebrating a holiday at his castle. When the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even. So it's wintertime, lots of snow on the ground, and he's looking out the castle window. Brightly shone the moon that night, though the frost was cruel. When a poor man came in sight, gathering winter's fuel. So the king's looking out, he sees a poor man out trying to find wood for his fire to keep warm, perhaps food. The king says, "Hither, page, and stand by me." Now his page is his assistant. "If thou know'st its telling. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling?" So he's asking his assistant, who is this man? Where does he live? The page says, "Sire, he lives a good league hence, underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence, by St. Agnes fountain." So the assistant points out where the poor man lives, in a small little dwelling close to the mountain. "Bring me flesh and bring me wine, bring me pine logs hither. Thou and I will see him dine when we bear them thither." The king tells his assistant to bring him some food, bring him some wine for drink, bring him some firewood, and bring it to him now, he says. Page and monarch, forth they went together. The king takes his assistant, and they start walking outside through the snow, through the rude wind's wild lament and the bitter weather. Sire, the night is darker now, and the wind blows stronger. This is the assistant talking to his king. Fails my heart, I know not how, I can go no longer. He's getting tired, the snow is deep, it's very cold. The king says, mark my footsteps, my good page, tread thou in them boldly. So he says, just follow my footsteps, follow my footprints. Thou shalt find the winter's rage, freeze thy blood less coldly. So if you follow my footsteps, it won't be so bad. In his master's steps he trod, where the snow lay dented. Heat was in the very sod, which the saint had printed. Therefore, Christian men, be sure, wealth or rank possessing, ye who now will bless the poor, shall yourselves find blessing. So whether you are just a humble, poor man looking for food, or whether you're a rich king with a large castle, if you will help someone less fortunate with you, you might find fortunate things for yourself. You might find a blessing. So we will end with a musical rendition of Good King Wenceslas, and I hope that this taught you a little bit about the real person Wenceslas, and that he's not just some made-up person with a funny name that they named a Christmas carol after. So I hope you enjoyed learning about him tonight.
That was an amazing story. Thanks for reading for us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Don't forget to stay tuned for questions that go with the story. See you next time.